History remembers victories. But the world is shaped by mistakes. Long before the nations of today existed, there stood an empire known simply as Valoria, not the largest, not the oldest, but the one that changed everything. Valoria began as nothing more than a struggling collection of village-states trapped between mountains and endless plains. Floods destroyed crops, winters froze livestock, and neighboring kingdoms raided them year after year. People starved. Leaders fought. Families fled. From that desperation emerged a quiet, thoughtful boy named Aurelian. He was not a warrior. He was not noble. He spent his childhood sitting on rooftops, watching how people worked, traded, argued, and dreamed. Aurelian believed something dangerous. Power does not come from swords. It comes from people who believe in tomorrow. The first rise, building hope. When famine struck again and Valoria's rulers argued instead of acting, Aurelian gathered farmers, builders, and healers. He convinced villages to share grain, create communal fields, and build stone canals to guide floodwater instead of fighting it. The land obeyed. Crops grew twice as rich. Hunger faded. Villagers prospered, and for the first time, neighboring kingdoms noticed Valoria not as prey, but as possibility. The people began to whisper, "Aurelian does not command us. He listens." When the last king died without an heir, no noble families were trusted. Instead, the people chose Aurelian not as king, but as custodian, a leader whose duty was to protect rather than rule. Valoria entered its first golden era. Markets filled. Roads connected distant valleys. Schools opened where children of farmers studied beside children of merchants. Knowledge became the new treasure. Aurelian created a council filled not with nobles, but engineers, farmers, doctors, philosophers, and storytellers. They were flawed, opinionated, stubborn, and brilliant. The world laughed at them. An empire ruled by thinkers, not conquerors? Impossible. Until Valoria built something new. Bridges stronger than stone, windmills that pumped water, medicines that saved entire villages. People traveled across mountains to join them, refugees, scientists, dreamers, outcasts. Valoria grew. The turning point when others began to fear. Success always creates enemies. Neighboring kings saw Valoria's prosperity and feared revolt among their own starving people. Rumors spread. Valoria is stealing our talent. Valoria secretly builds weapons. Valoria wants to control the world. Armies surrounded their borders. Aurelian pleaded for peace. He proposed trade. Shared knowledge. No flags. No domination. But while the custodian wanted harmony, the council began to fear invasion, and fear is where every empire's darkness begins. One counselor, Merrick, argued, "If we do not prepare for war, we will be conquered. And if we fall, so does everything we have built." Reluctantly, Valoria built defenses. Not just walls, but lookout towers, coded communication systems, and underground storage vaults. They told themselves, "We do this only to protect." Protection became strategy. Strategy became obsession. Aurelian, aging and tired, felt the shift, but could not stop it. The second rise, power becomes temptation. The wars came. 3 kingdoms attacked, convinced Valoria was weak. They were wrong. Valoria's roads allowed soldiers to move quickly. Their engineers built siege shields that absorbed arrows, catapults that launched precise strikes, and signaling lights that coordinated distant forces. Valoria defended itself and won. The people rejoiced. Songs were written. Statues raised. But victory is more dangerous than defeat. For the first time, Merrick proposed something Aurelian feared. We should not only defend. We should secure outer lands to stop future attacks. The council agreed. Aurelian said quietly, "Empires do not begin with conquest. They begin with fear of losing what they love." He was ignored. Valoria occupied small regions, promising protection and infrastructure. Roads, schools, hospitals followed. People initially welcomed them. But with every victory, the council became bolder. They imposed taxes. They demanded loyalty. Local cultures faded under Valorian law. Aurelian watched his dream twist into something harder, colder, and he died believing he had failed. After his death, Merrick became High Custodian. And the empire changed forever. The Golden Age and the Quiet Rot. Under Merrick, Valoria reached heights beyond imagination. Sky bridges. Libraries containing histories of conquered lands. Machine-driven workshops that replaced thousands of laborers. A census system so advanced, every household was tracked. The empire functioned perfectly. Too perfectly. Efficiency replaced compassion. Order replaced freedom. Those who questioned the council disappeared. Propaganda rewrote history, turning Aurelian, a humble listener, into a mythical conqueror whose destiny was world unity under Valoria. Children memorized speeches. Artists painted only approved themes. Merchants needed government permission to travel. And outside Valoria? Resentment smoldered. Cultures erased. Traditions banned. Languages lost. The outer territories began to see Valoria not as savior, but as thief. In one conquered city lives Neria, a teacher whose village library was burned because it promoted unapproved history. She whispered forbidden lessons at night. No empire gives without taking. Her students listened. And remembered. The collapse begins. Empires do not fall in one moment. They crack slowly. Valoria's systems became too complex. Machines failed. Crops no longer obeyed artificial irrigation schedules. Resource demand exploded as the empire expanded. Meanwhile, rebellions erupted across territories inspired by teachers like Neria. Merrick responded with iron control. Curfews. Surveillance towers. Secret tribunals. Forced labor. He insisted. A strong hand preserves peace. But his peace felt like a coffin. Within the council, younger members questioned Marek's strictness, particularly Elian, Aurelian's grandson. He had inherited his grandfather's gentle nature and quiet strength. Elian argued. We were built on trust. We survive only through consent. Without it, we are just another prison. Merrick labeled him naive. The Spark Rebellion finally ignited when a census reform ordered families to relocate from ancestral lands to centralized housing projects for efficiency. Entire towns refused. Soldiers marched. Violence followed. Neria led protests, peaceful at first. She asked only for dignity and autonomy. But soldiers opened fire. Survivors gathered weapons. Protests became war. The empire fractured like glass. Supply lines failed. Farmers refused to plant. Engineers sabotaged machines. Former allies turned on each other. Merrick ordered absolute suppression. The army split. Half obeyed. Half deserted. Civil war engulfed Valoria. The fall, the choice that defined history. Elian saw one final path. Hidden deep beneath the capital lay the Concordium, Aurelian's original council chamber, a meeting place built for dialogue and citizen representation. Elian reopened it. He invited rebels, citizens, generals, teachers like Neria, even former enemies. For the first time in generations, Valoria spoke to itself honestly. The truth emerged. Valoria had changed the world, yes. But not always for the better. They had educated, healed, built, connected. And they had conquered, erased, controlled, destroyed. The empire had become exactly what it once feared. Merrick refused to join the Concordium. He chose the palace. His soldiers chose power. History chose consequences. Storms of anger, grief, and revenge tore through the streets. Statues fell. Bridges collapsed. Libraries burned again. Elian faced an agonizing decision. Save the empire or save the people from it. He chose to dismantle Valoria peacefully. He dissolved central authority, returned local governance, restored languages, released prisoners, and redistributed resources. While trying desperately to prevent total chaos, the empire died. But the world changed forever because of what it left behind. Roads that connected continents. Ideas about education and sanitation. Debates about government by consent. Warnings carved into ruins. We rose because we believed in people. We fell because we stopped listening to them. Neria spent her life recording the truth, not glorifying Valoria, not demonizing it, but teaching future generations that greatness without humility becomes destruction. Elian never wore a crown. He traveled village to village, rebuilding trust with nothing but words and patience. History named Valoria many things. A miracle. A tyrant. A teacher. A warning, and in every age that followed, leaders repeated the same quiet question Aurelian once whispered. Can an empire change the world without believing it owns the world?